Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of Kevin's Favorite Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Davis. I am an author, entrepreneur, content creator, and I have a lot of hats. And sometimes I get yelled at for not sleeping sometimes, but it comes with the job. But today's guest is actually one of my former teachers from high school. We're finally getting to reconnect. So please welcome to the show, Miss Vanessa. Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you, Kevin. Thank you for having me. This is such an honor and a privilege to be on your show. Who would have thought that, this
Yeah.
is what you'd be doing? This is exciting. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. First, how have you been? Because it's been years since we talked. And like, what have you been up to lately? Like, what did you do now?
Oh, yeah, this is awesome. I guess that's a very loaded question. How I am, honestly, I'm great, right? Because all is always well.
Heck yeah.
But just like you, I'm on this journey called life. So since we've last spoken, how many years ago has it been? Like, let's
I
really try
honestly
to,
don't know. I really
yeah.
don't
Like, I'm
know.
like, let's even try to put a number. It's absurd, right? Like,
Yeah, I can't. I can't put
I
a
can't
number.
either. I
I
can't
would
either.
guess about 3 or 4 years, maybe. I don't
More
really
than
know.
that.
That's
Absolutely
what
not.
I don't really know. It's like time has flown. I really don't
No,
know
it's
how
more
long
than
it's
that.
been.
I think
It
when
might have been
I went
6 years, maybe. I think I'm not really sure.
probably even more, eight, maybe even eight, because what
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I haven't even, I don't think when the last time we spoke, I was on my meditation and mindfulness journey. The
I
last time
know.
we
We
connect,
got.
see?
Yep,
Yeah.
it was a while.
Yeah,
I
like we
think it's since I
connected
graduated high
briefly.
school. It's about 8 years.
Yep.
So yeah, eight
Like we
years.
connected briefly, but we didn't like talk. I don't
Yeah,
believe. Okay.
yeah.
So there's a lot. So what I just mentioned, like I went on this whole mindfulness journey in the
Mhm,
past, like probably 8 years or so. I had a time in my life where I was literally paralyzed by anxiety. It
mhm,
became difficult for me to even get to work.
mhm,
So I'm working a full-time job at the time. I had two children, two young sons, and every morning I would wake up and I just felt like I could not move. And I know, right? It's
I
like
know
it
that
was
feeling.
definitely
Yeah.
hard time. And part of the additional challenge for me was I'm a social worker, so I
Mhm,
have like a degree, a background in like counseling and therapy. So I was very well aware that there was a problem and I knew I needed to do something, but I'm also aware of how talk therapy goes and I knew
mhm.
I could kind of like maybe even maneuver my way around the therapist in a way. I'm just if I'm keeping it 100, right?
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
I was just like, what am I going to do? And like I think I'm a very spiritual person. And I believe once you start asking questions, the divine God, however we see that source energy creator, is about the business of having answers. And
Oh yeah.
so,
Definitely.
right? And mindfulness fell into my lap. And the beautiful thing about it, how mindfulness fell into my lap, it was done, and I'm trying to say this and not cry, it was done in a way that I can receive it. I was working in a school in which I was the main social worker and had to service like something like 300 students, which is impossible. And I had been
Wow.
researching in a high need area too, right? So I had been
Wow. Yeah.
researching what is one of the least invasive ways where I can get our students to have some level of self and to really like and to assist with some of the issues that they're facing at home,
Mhm,
some of the things that they're dealing with at school, and how do I do that for 300 students? Okay?
mhm.
And
Okay.
literally mindfulness popped up. And I was just like, "Oh, okay." And literally 3 deep breaths, I tell people all the time, 3 deep breaths literally changed my life and it changed the trajectory of my existence. Because I was
Yeah.
able
I
to,
remember you taught me
yeah.
that
See?
when you was my therapist in high school. I remember you taught me that.
Right? Okay, with the
Even like
breaths.
you haven't talked in years, but I've bragged about you over the years. Even we haven't talked. But like I'm a huge mental health advocate now, especially being in the creative field, like doing multiple things at once.
That's right.
I have my associates in human services now, and I have my bachelor's in professional studies, and
That's right.
I'm halfway through my master's of business administration.
Come on, Kevin. Come on. I just love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
and I've been like around on like TikTok and like mental health groups, and they talk about how they dealt with their lives and like with anxiety, with
Oh,
depression, with anger, and so many things. I was like, I've dealt with all of that.
yeah. That's
I
the
was like,
thing.
I went through a desperation period where I was down and out. I was like, my therapist, Miss Vanessa, saved me from basically killing myself, if I'm being
Oh,
honest.
that's huge. I didn't know it was that. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I had those thoughts when I
Yeah.
first met you. I did have those thoughts, but I wasn't open enough to tell you that back then
Yeah.
because I didn't
Yeah.
know how to open up about it.
That's a thing. Yeah.
Uh, and as a my I'm like my therapist, I mean she's like my second mom, literally. Even I'm grown now, I'm like she's still my second mom now. I was like I still brag about you over the years. I haven't
Thank
talked to her in
you.
a while, but I've kept up with you, watching everything you do.
Likewise, like I told you, likewise, like I can tell you a lot of what I've seen you do over the years, and I've been so proud. I've
Mm.
seen you have shoes, okay, like all right, like I've seen many iterations of what you've been doing with the comics.
Mm,
Like I've watched, so yeah, thank you. That's so flattering, but
mm,
that's the work, right? The three
mhm,
deep breaths. That's what really
mm,
it got me to see that when you can get into that place of stillness. I mean, one of the major things that's happening, your prefrontal
mhm.
cortex, which is responsible for that
Yep.
higher form of thinking and really putting your life together, is
Mhm.
getting oxygen.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean,
Oh
literally,
yeah.
so it's no longer oxygen deprived. So that's one. And
Mhm.
then it could allow the other parts of your brain, i.e., your hippocampus, which is your memory, to actually be able to work and to remember when I take these deep breaths, this is what I feel like. It feels good. I want to remember this. And then over time, your amygdala, which is your fight, or flight response starts to shrink. And in that way, it decreases that anxiety. So then you realize just naturally on your own, I can just pause here and I
Mhm.
don't have to stress about this. Because the truth is,
Oh
whatever
yeah.
you're stressing about, it is here. It's not, I mean, it's not going anywhere unless you're actually doing something about it. And
Oh yeah.
oftentimes
Right.
there's nothing you can do about it in the moment.
Yep.
So let's be in
That
this
part.
moment. And
That
right now
part.
we're
Yeah.
chilling, you know?
Exactly.
So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So that's been literally the journey I've continued to be on. And that particular journey I've noticed has come with also its challenges because I'm
Mhm.
committed to that for myself. And that
Oh
looks
yeah.
like not having traditional work. It looks like often being misunderstood, right? It
Mhm.
looks like
Oh yeah.
maybe not having what seems like all of the resources you're supposed to have in the moment. It looks a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of ways. But one thing I know for certain is I am free. On most days, I feel 100% free. And I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's the higher calling.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Most definitely. And
Hmm.
when I graduated high school, I worked at Bridge Builders at summer camp at the summer camp.
Yes. Yeah.
That was my last 9 to 5 job. Ever since I was 18, I became an entrepreneur. And so I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I want to do this and I'm going to do it
Right.
and I'm going to figure out how to do it.
That's
And
right.
so I'm like, of course, I had my ups and downs and everything. I'm like, that's part of life. That's part of business.
That's
And
right.
like my mother calls it, growing pains.
That's right. That's right.
And so like even like dealing with the business things and creatives, I've had like those anxiety, like imposter syndrome going through my
Oh.
mind. I was like, can I really do this? I was like,
Mm-hmm.
am I really called to do this? I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I need to do something else. Like, I need to find a job. But but no, I don't want to work on the bottom way. I don't want to work under nobody else.
No, yeah.
Especially like in this economy, I'm like, job security isn't really safe. So I
It's
was like,
not. It's
it's
not a thing. There's no security.
yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
and plus, I was like, I like to have, I like to I like my hands dirty, get my hands dirty into
Mm.
things. And so I started when COVID hit. I was like, I'm already in the house anyway. I'm an introvert, so it's nothing new to me. But I was like, I don't want to sit around watching TV all the time. I was like, I
That's
wanted to like
right.
stimulate my brain and get off this media stuff for a minute. And
Yeah.
so like I read novels all the time, and then I I got on TikTok for some odd reason because I kept hearing about it. I was like, what the crap is this TikTok thing? I was like,
Yeah.
fine, I'll go figure it out. And then TikTok is where I discovered comic books because I didn't grow up reading comics
You
at all. I did
didn't.
not.
I
I did.
just assumed that was like
No,
something in like you just grew up with. Oh, that's
I did not.
okay.
I
Okay.
I grew up reading regular novels. and like those, I'm like those books. Like I know Marvel and DC, but as their movies and animations and TV shows.
Yeah.
And Marvel showed up on like my For You page, as it's called on TikTok, and there was something about comic books. I was like, what the crap is a comic book? And so I went to their website. And I was actually all these thousands of books. I was like, where the crap have I been? Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me right now? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I love these characters. I'm like, now I understand the phrase when I hear some people say, like, that's not how the character is in the comic book from the movie. I was like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what comic? I was like,
Yeah.
and now I got like the DC and Marvel digital properties. I was like, I wasn't sure if I'm gonna like this. I'm nothing about the physicals. I'm finna test it out and see what
Yeah.
happens. So of course I went to like my Spider-Mans, my Thors, the Black Panther,
Yeah.
and then like the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Static Shock, and so many other characters that I like. I was like, crap. But like now I see what you guys mean.
That's right.
And so, and I was, and like my brain started clicking. I was like, can I do this? Like, can I write? I'm like, I'm writing my own novel, but can I transition to writing a comic? And
Absolutely.
so I started, I was like, I asked questions. I was like, okay, how do y'all get into this? And then I found out about independent comic community, like Black Sands Entertainment, or like my friends at Ace Blade Comics. And then I heard about like I found Hellboy is a comic book from Dark Horse. I was
Yeah.
like, I freaking love Hellboy. How the hell did I not know you were a freaking comic?
Yeah.
And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a comic. Sonic is a comic. I was like,
Oh yeah.
I've been such in a deep hole my entire life. I did not know
Yeah.
all of this existed. Jesus Christ.
It's a whole world, right?
Yeah, literally.
It is.
And
Yeah.
so I was like, I want to tell my own story. And I was like, I'm curious how I'm like, what's my first? I'm like, how do I do this first of all? And it's like, and how do I approach writing a comic script? It's like a movie. Then I contacted like some writers. They're like, yes, but you have to write it like in panels and to make sure you be very descriptive with your this illustration for the artist to understand what you want. And I was like, okay. And then at first I thought about hiring a writer myself, like to write it for me. Then I thought about, I was like, wait a minute, I'm not sure you're gonna be able to translate my brain because my brain gets
That's
weird.
right.
So my
That's
brain
right.
gets weird because I was like, I had to think. I was like, wait, no, everyone thinks like me. I think outside the box, so I might make some weird stuff
That's
in a good
right.
way. In a good way.
Yeah, and that's what's necessary, right?
Yeah. And I was
Mm.
like, I'm not sure if I can articulate. I mean, because you know me better than I'm saying I'm better at writing it out than actually speaking it
It's
to
saying
myself.
it. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And I
think,
was
yeah.
like, I can't really translate what I want in my head to you because but I can write it down for myself. So I
That's
legit
right.
took about 2.5 years studying the craft of comics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
awesome.
and then I finally got then I got to the point I was like, what story do I want to tell? And then like the imposter syndrome started to come again. I was like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah.
I think one of your lessons you taught me that randomly popped in my head one time is like breathe, just breathe.
Just breathe.
Just breathe.
Just
And I
breathe.
and I, I think I remember you said put like background music or something like to
I did.
get your brain going. And I was like,
I
okay, you know what?
did.
Let me stop for a second and just let it flow.
Just let it
And
flow. I'm
then
so happy you have
uh,
that.
oh yeah. And then I was like, okay, I know I'm a mental health advocate. What kind of story can
Right.
I incorporate to bring awareness to mental health,
That's
but
right.
also entertainment to show you that if you go to because I want to make sure every character is relatable. That if you go this route with this character, you'll end up in a dark hole
That's
if you
right.
don't get out the grave that you're basically building for yourself. And then I was like, I think I was like watching Stranger Things one day or one night, and my brain just started. I'm like, ooh, that's fire. And then it's like fire. I'm like, can I use the word fire in the title? And then I said, what's the arc? I was like, arc fire, arc fire. So I kept repeating
Yeah.
in my head the title
Yeah.
of my first comic. And so I wrote like different like ways to write arc fire, like the title itself.
Yeah.
At first I had like ARCLFIRE. I was like,
Yeah.
that's boring. I was like, that's boring. And then so I
Yeah.
changed the C to a K.
Okay.
And then I did ARKLFIRE. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, close. But then I changed the I in fire to a Y. And
Okay.
then that's I was like, arc fire. That I like
Yeah.
this one way better. And then So in Arcfire is where I put the main character based on me because he has his story is he has no memory of who he is.
Oh,
He's
who
from a
he is.
different world, and so it's kind of based on me because I didn't know who the heck I was for a long time.
That's
So
right.
it's that type of story of self-discovery and
Yeah,
finding the power within you to figure out where you're from.
that's right.
And
That's
so it's like
good.
the overall message I'm putting into that series.
Yeah.
And then now I'm 2 issues in now with Arcfire, and I'm starting a new series. Well, multiple new series because I have multiple tabs open, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And I just love what I do, and just creating is like my own type of therapy.
I
And it's
love
like
it.
because I've got to the point like I'm tired of Hollywood with these rehashes and constant reboots and
That's right.
and sequels. And it's like, why am I waiting on a story to be told that I want to see when I can just build it
Right.
myself?
You just do it yourself. Yeah, I love it.
I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, yes, it might take me time, but I'd rather have that time and put my own money into my own investment than put
Mm-hmm.
it into these corporations that's
And
gonna
put it
just
in
keep
someone else.
doing this.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
so I legit have like I legit have grown to be a better writer because I was like, I wrote my first novel in 2020 about my life, but I took it down in 2023 because I went back and reread it. I was like, I'm like, no, that's too narrow. I'm like, that's too. I need to take this crap down
Yeah,
because I
because
wasn't.
you improve so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, and I wasn't. I didn't, and I feel like I wasn't experienced enough to share my story.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and so now I'm picking that book back up finally, and now I'm actually adding poetry into it, sharing my story of based my therapy sessions with you. I still have those in the back of my mind. My therapy sessions
Yeah.
with you, like how I got through my anxiety, how I got through my depression, how I got through
Yes.
my anger, and then share my
Yes.
story of me being a creator
That's
and
right.
producing comics and how I started my publishing company
I
and
love
now I'm
it.
working on my own nonprofit down the road
Oh, this is so exciting.
and I have a beverage company coming soon and I have a
Okay,
retail
so
company.
so do
Yeah,
you know you've hit on all the things that I do?
really?
Or like, okay, so I have a few books that I've written that I need to figure out how to get published. That's one. My sons run a beverage company. That's two. I ran a
Okay.
recent nonprofit and I help people start and do nonprofits. Three, right? And
Wow,
I'm
that's
currently, as I speak to you, in a retail store that I manage. So what
wow.
else you got?
That is awesome.
But I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Oh,
So none of that is uncommon. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a creative as well. Do my art,
okay.
it's the same, you know what I mean? So
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So
And like I do my own shoes too because like you mentioned earlier, you saw some of my shoes I
that's
posted.
right.
And I'm actually starting doing like some electronics too. So I'm doing like my own headphones and like chargers and stuff. So I'm getting into
That's
that
so,
too.
that's so awesome.
And every time I post something, my friends and people ask me like, "Dude, do you ever sleep?" I say, "Yes, at 5 o'clock in the morning."
Yeah. Yeah, like entrepreneurs keep very interesting hours.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I legit sleep during the day and I work at night. I'm a night owl, so that's literally
Okay.
how my brain operates better at night for somebody. It's just like the silence of the night. It's just like my brain just flows better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And
true for a lot, a lot of us. So
yeah, because I feel like during the day is like I feel like during the day is like relaxation and just like chilling
hmm
and like not doing anything. That's how it makes me late. But it's like at night, it's like my brain's like, okay, now it's time to get to work. It's like
now
now
yeah,
it's time to get to work.
it's time and it's the
Yeah,
quietness. That's the thing.
yeah. I've gotten better at sleeping now, but when I first started, I didn't go to bed till like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and like waking up tired because I was like working all I like legit
Yeah.
throughout the night. I was like,
hmm
but I've gotten better to where I'm like, I'm at least up to like at least 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm getting
Okay.
like again some really good sleep now.
Okay.
And then like lately, I've been getting random bursts of energy out the blue. I'm saying I don't know what God is doing, but I'm excited for something, and I don't know what the crap I'm excited for, but
Let's
I'm finna
go.
go work.
That's good.
Like literally, and like even before today, just before I was watching a movie because I'm writing a superhero series for somebody,
Okay.
and because I'm like writing superheroes is a whole different challenge because I was trying to stay away from it,
Yeah.
but an influencer, she's a musician, she's a realtor, she's an entrepreneur. She has a lot of hats too.
Yeah. That's
I
it. Yeah.
I honestly hope you get to meet. I would love to connect you two together too because you're both
Please.
amazing. and
Yes.
I followed her story for a couple years too. And I was like, I want
Okay.
to work with her someday. And we met in 2024 one day when I was like sharing her posts on like my Instagram story, and then one day I tagged her. I was like, I wasn't expecting her to see it. She's freaking busy. She has a huge following. She ain't gonna see a regular me message. And then I get a message saying that she liked my story post, and she sent like a hug emoji, basically thanking me for posting it. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And I was like, and I messaged her. I was like, wasn't did think I was still get a response. I messaged her saying, I was like, you're one of my inspirations. Would you allow me to write a character based on you in my
Yeah.
character universe, in my comic universe?
Yeah.
I was like, I wasn't expecting a response. I just went
Yeah.
about
It's
my
just,
day, and then like
yeah.
a few hours, same day by the way, a few hours later, I get a notification on Instagram that says so and so messaged you back. I was like,
Oh, that's
what happened?
awesome. That's awesome.
And she
The
asked me,
alignment.
yeah, and she asked me, I was like, do you write your stories or do you draw them? I was like, I'm the writer. I have artists that does it for me. And then
Yeah.
next thing I know, she sends me a voice message. I was like, holy smokes.
Like this is happening.
And she says that she's been trying to get into comic industry since 2018. And
No.
she's been looking for like a writer like to help her get in there and write her superhero universe. And I was like, crap, I want to
Th-
stay away from superheroes. But then she asked for my number and so we could connect. I was like, yeah, you know what? Screw it. It's an
Yeah.
opportunity for a challenge. I'm not
That's
playing
it.
races. I mean, plus, I said I've always wanted to work with her. I don't know what's gonna happen that fast, but
That's right.
it happened. So we got her first comic in production, and I'm excited to get that out. I can't legally talk about it because I do have NDA, so I
Yes.
can't legally talk about it until we're done with it, until she
That's
gives the
awesome.
okay. But I am working on issue 2 and 3 of her universe of that comic. I'll tease that a bit. But
Okay.
writing superheroes is God is such a challenge, Jesus Christ, because there's so many rules, but I don't like following rules, so I kind of make my own. But she
Yeah.
approved it, so I'm just like, sweet.
This is awesome. Yeah, it sounds like you
Yeah,
found
yeah,
the right person to work with and you guys have alignment, so
hell yeah,
it's gonna flow. That's beautiful.
hell yeah.
Congratulations. It's
I've been building a really good network that I just realized I have a lot of friends in New York now.
okay.
In New York and Florida, even Texas and
Yeah.
Michigan. And I'm like, Jesus, I did not realize I have that many friends out in these
Yeah.
states. I was like, oh, because I've been in the comics for 4 years now, since
Yeah.
2022 officially. I'm continuing to build more network,
That's
and I've been on a
right.
podcast. I started podcasting, like being a guest on podcast 2 years ago,
Okay.
officially, and
Yeah.
I started my own podcast last August.
Okay. It's
So
exciting.
because I have a live stream podcast that I do every Friday, and that's
Okay.
been booked out legit this year. So I was like, I was not expecting to be booked out that fast or at all.
Oh, beautiful.
But I was like, I'm shocked that people want to talk to me.
Yeah.
But every feedback is like everyone's like, dude, you have such great energy. Like
Yeah.
they say, I see why you're booked out because you make everyone feel comfortable and
That's
just
so
have a
beautiful.
blast just talking.
Yeah.
I was hesitant like hosting my own podcast because I'm like, can I hold a
Yeah.
conversation?
What you're here to do. Every day I'm faced with a new challenge because we're here to grow and to be our best
Oh yeah.
selves. So there's always a challenge that's in front of us to take us to the next level, you know? So I go through it. I think I'm kind of going through it right now because I'm in
Mm-hmm.
a position where I was in what I felt like was my dream job, my absolute dream job. Like I just knew I was here. There were all the signs, all the synchronicity and everything that you look for. And I was like, yes. I was an executive director of an arts organization and I
Mm-hmm.
was killing it. I was doing an amazing job.
Yep.
And
I remember seeing those posts. Yep. I remember seeing
yes.
those.
And then overnight, it was just taken away from me. I was
Oh
fired. I've never been fired a day in my life. That's one.
wow.
I have never gotten a bad review of my work. In all
Mm-hmm.
the years I've worked, I've never even heard anyone say anything negative about my work. That was two.
Wow.
And then it was just like I literally lost everything. Because for me, that was my everything. I didn't,
Oh yeah.
So today I'm in a whole different position because now I'm standing in, okay, you felt that that was who you were and everything. And even though you were doing all the things correctly, like you were phenomenal at it, it was taken away. So
Because God has something bigger for you.
that's right. So I'm literally standing in my season of what is this amazing thing that God has for me, and
Mm-hmm.
really trying to, not even trying because I have to, I don't have the choice, but really, I don't know the word to say. I feel like very Caribbean, like, but I'm going to say it's like bigging up my chest. That's what came out.
Yeah.
Like really just broadening my shoulders and working on my stance to really stand tall and walk in it and do it. So that all that's unfolding, like, like I said, like I discovered in the past few years that I'm an artist. No clue. I've always done
Yeah.
things with art. I
Okay.
incorporate art in all of the work I do with people, but I never looked at myself as like someone that's going to make pieces that people want to buy. And I have
Mm-hmm.
sold so many commissioned work. I mean, like if I sat down and just went through how many commissioned pieces I've done, I think I would, it'll probably knock my socks off.
Oh
So
my
that's
gosh.
one,
Yeah.
right? So I'm
Yeah.
watching. So what I'm actually doing now, so it's like kind of like you, I'm literally doing all the things. So I'm reaching in my tool bag. What are the things that I have been really good at that I enjoy that give me the most joy? And working on how can I do these things consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten into like I'm talking about the book that I need to have published. It's a journal, and it's a journal I created in my space of not knowing what to do and recognizing that TD Jakes said it, the battle on the outside is the battle on the inside. So it's a journal that takes people on a 21-day journey of how to cleanse. And oftentimes cleansing is not just cleansing, like, people look at cleanse like on the inside, like people
Mm-hmm.
probably do like a fast or something. But
Yeah.
this journal is taking people on the cleansing of the outside. Like when
I
you have
want
all that
I want to
clutter in
buy
your
the book.
space. Okay, the
I
seed's
want to
ready,
buy the book.
sold. But it's like it's literally like let's start with like, and I take people on the journey, the junk drawer. Everybody has a junk drawer. Just let's start there. That one place that you're like, it's small enough, and just go through. And when you start doing that work, you start healing some of the stuff that's on the inside. And it takes people on that. It's a journal, and in this book, you kind of write, the process of. I ask them like very particular questions that get us to really reflect. And then the hope is by the end of the 21 days, your physical space is a lot more tidy, but that inner space in you is also tidied a little bit and we're a little bit stronger. So that's one project I'm working on. I got back into when you mentioned the poetry. I've been
Mm-hmm.
pushing myself, because I brought some of this to school too, like poems and that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
But I started bringing myself to the poetry. I've always written, but I don't recite. I went one time to a local place. What is it called? Word to the Rose. Word to the Rose. It happens every Wednesday downtown. And I went one time, but I will go back. And I made myself recite a poem. And people were like, "Oh my God, this is really good." And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is really good. I'm good at this." But it's that constant like pushing myself. What else I'm up to? You remember I told you? Okay, my sons have a beverage company. They've been doing that since 2019.
Let's
So
go.
isn't that awesome? So
Heck yeah.
their company is called True Bros.
Oh
And
yeah, I've been following since 2019. Now
see,
think about it. Oh my God, yeah, I've been following you boys. Yeah, I
right?
saw
Okay,
that.
so True
Yeah.
Bros. And so people know me as the mother of True Bros, but they're getting back into like selling and vending. And that's been a big thing because I'm very big into entrepreneurship. So the journey I'm on with them is they're, they've been doing this for a while and they've seen the ups and downs. We've been in grocery stores. At one point we
Hmm.
had like 8 stores that we sold at, so
Heck yeah.
they've seen the success, they know all
Yeah.
the entrepreneurial feelings, like
So
which I think that's so
yeah.
cool at their age, 13 and 16, and can speak to
Oh
all
my
of those
God,
levels of
13 and
entrepreneurship.
16. Wow.
Isn't that
Heck
cool,
yeah.
right?
Heck yeah.
Right. So now they're at the place where they're like, we love our business, but we have more things that we want to do. So they're trying to grow the business large enough where they can kind of more manage it, So
Hmm.
get what does it look like to actually have a factory and get into production?
Hmm.
right?
Oh
You
yeah.
understand? And all of that, that's my joy. It's independence. Because I mean, I'm literally in the situation, I'm here in Memphis. It's been extremely difficult for me to find work, especially on the
Yeah.
level. I know who I am, I know the work that I do.
Yeah.
But what I have is my entrepreneurial skills. This is
Exactly. Yeah.
that I can fall back on every day. I have
Oh
to wake
yeah.
up and think, how am I going to make money today? But it's the
Mm,
stuff that's inside me that I already know I can do. I mean,
exactly.
that's a blessing to have that
Exactly.
awareness, you
Heck
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like every 13 and 16. That's awesome. I'm like I love
Yeah.
seeing that, and I started at 18, so I understand all the feels too. So
Yeah.
most definitely, I've been following True Boys since they started.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, I've
Thank
been watching
you.
how they grow. I'm saying I'm so proud of your boys. I'm so proud of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
So when I get the chance, I'll definitely support.
Yes, please.
Because I want,
Starting on
cause
Monday, we're going to be at a local food truck park called, I think it's called Showtime.
mhm,
Showtime on North Hollywood. And so that is probably going to be one of our most consistent spots. And then at Butterific Bakery and Cafe, we always have a stock of beverages there too. That's our
heck yeah,
flagship store. So
heck yeah.
we
I'm
always
like,
have them stocked.
the other thing I didn't tell you, I became an investor, like an actual
Oh,
investor. Because studying business administration, I've learned about investing and how to make your money pay you.
that's right.
So I started buying stock into corporations, and so
Yeah.
I became like a shareholder in like Paramount Skydance,
Okay.
Netflix, and um, other places. I even started investing into like real estate, and I published three authors under my brand now. Yeah, I
Okay. Am I
published
going to
three.
be your fourth?
If you'd like to, I can definitely help. We can talk about that off camera. If you want me to help, I'll happily help you with that too. Yeah, I published three people so
It's
far under my
beautiful.
publishing company, and that's been a great honor that they trust me, like building that trust, and
Yeah.
they allowed me to bring my dream to life because I've always wanted to help people, especially in the creative field. I get their books in distribution online, like into like online retailers. I'm like, I know their books end up in like the Walmart website, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million. And I think somebody got to sell internationally. So I'm like, what the crap? I was like, holy smokes! I'm like, somebody in my group got to freaking sell an international place. I don't know
That's
where. I
right.
just know it just the when I see the stats, it just says international market pay. I was like, whoa,
That's awesome.
sweet Jesus!
That's
I can definitely get your book published, printed to you. I can. You can tell me like how many books you want printed for yourself, so you can just start
yes.
selling in person for you.
Yeah, that's perfect. Definitely talk about this off camera because I'm
Oh yeah.
ready. Like it's so interesting that we're talking about it. I had no intentions of even mentioning that here today. That's the interesting part. But I literally am just working on the final edits. It's something I've had it for years. I've just sat
Mhm.
on it, you know, but and I was just like, I just picked it up again. I was like, oh, let me work on these little edits right quick.
Mhm.
So I'm ready. So
I made a post today on Facebook saying that I love creating and I love what I do from podcast. Oh, I also make my own magazine too, so that's the other thing I do.
awesome. So
It's like
awesome.
from making comics to novels to magazines to podcasting. I'm like, I don't take any of this for granted. I just love what I do, like making people smile, making people
Yeah,
laugh, and just have a good time.
that's
And
right.
I was like, the media is dividing us so much every single day. I'm just like, I don't care if you're Republican, I don't care if you're gay, I don't care if you're straight, I don't care if you're transgender. We're all human beings at the end of the
That's
day.
right.
And it's like God made us to be together and to be as one. And it's like I'm so tired of seeing these Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever other type of name they want to call them today. I don't follow it, but I follow it,
Yeah,
so I don't be an idiot.
I
I
understand.
was like, I say I don't get into politics, but I do pay attention to every single detail
Yeah,
that happens.
yeah,
So I don't be ignorant. But I purposely don't talk about it because every time you bring it up, it's going to cause somebody to get triggered. And that's going to be a
hmm
whole different rabbit hole. My mind is too focused on trying to build a
yes.
community,
That's
trying to
what.
build
Yeah,
my companies. And it's like, if you're a Republican, great, I don't care. If you're a Democrat, great, I don't care. If
yeah,
you're right, left, I'm not. I'm straightforward. So many people commented, were actually knowing what I'm actually saying. I'm like, this guy is
yeah.
saying this, you idiot. I said, I don't have time for this. And I remember somebody called me saying, go be the comic boy or some type of comic. comment. I actually responded to this because I do like playing with trolls. I was like, first of all, I'm not a comic boy, I'm a comic man.
That's right.
Second of all, the way you're talking, you got a wife, but you're talking like this to about women.
Oh, embarrassing.
But you do know, you do realize that nerds run the world, right?
That's
Yes, I am a comic, or I mean, I'm a comic guy. Like, I'm a
yeah.
comic man because one, I have my own publishing company. What do you
That's
have?
right.
I'm like, I run about six businesses. What exactly do you do besides being an basically an a-hole on online, trying to
Right.
disrespect people? I was like,
That's right.
so yes, I am a proud comic boy. I'm a
That's
proud
right.
comic man at the end of the day. I've been called names since preschool, not preschool, elementary school. I'm like,
Yeah,
this
you're
is
like
nothing new.
this isn't new.
I'm just like, yeah, thank you. And I was like, bro, I'm 26 years old. You look like you're in your 40s, but I'm more mature than you are.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what the crap? And I've been told that people think I'm older because the way I portray myself, like
Present.
how I
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
I'm actually only 26. They was like, wait, what? I was like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
only 26. They was like, dude, you did not act like other people that your age. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, because I had to grow up fast, and two, I don't have time to make stupid decisions.
Yeah.
I want to live life and not be in trouble.
That's
Like,
right.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party. I like to have a good time, but I like to have a good time where it's like good vibes. I'm like, yes, I'm in college, but I'm in college at home. Like,
That's
I don't
right.
go like these frat parties or whatever they call it today.
Yeah.
I say it was a strict household, but it was more of a protective household. Now I look
Mm-hmm.
at it as an adult now.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, my mother, yes, she was strict, but she wasn't strict. She was more of a protective guardian.
Yeah.
She's my mother. She was protected.
Yeah.
I was like the only boy in the household, so she was extra
Yeah.
protective of me because she know
Yeah.
how men be,
Yeah.
and she wanted to protect me and my sister from the life that she lived,
That's
and she
right.
wanted to make sure that we're living responsibly and not being out here doing reckless crap.
That's right.
And so I was like, yes, I do not follow the trends that people my age do because
Yeah.
I got a life to live, and I'm like, I don't have time for it.
That's right.
I mean, of course, I got in trouble when I was a teenager. I nearly went to jail in middle school. I was like, yes, I stole, I smoked, and I was around the wrong people.
Okay.
But it's by the grace of God that cop in middle school said, I don't want to put other people like us in jail because there's too many of us in the community,
Aw.
especially as kids. And so he gave me another chance. And
And here we
graduation day in middle school, he's like, oh, young man, you cleaned up. I was like, yeah, you slapped sense to me, and my mom slapped sense to me. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
that's right.
And then now I'm here today, 26 years old, about to be 27 in September.
That's
I
right.
have six businesses I'm working on.
That's
I think
right.
it's six. I think
I
that's
get
my
it.
magic number is six. But
I get it. My
yeah.
goal was always seven. Like I always wanted to have seven streams of income. I've been saying that my
Mhm.
whole life. From the time I was a kid, I didn't even know what that meant. But I've always,
Wow.
and I think like you, I don't even really
Yeah.
count either. I can't place it because, we're always adding new things. You know what I mean? This is the thing. I don't know your experience,
Yeah.
but I've yet to drop anything. I add, but I haven't dropped. Like I do consulting. So I do consulting work, which is like educational consulting stuff. Then I have my business called
Right.
Sangha Living, which is meditation and mindfulness.
Ooh.
And I do like healing. That's where I do some of my healing practices. So I do that one is super like to me
Okay.
cool. Like if people, like people sometimes feel like their spaces are heavy and it needs cleansing. So I literally go to people's
Mm.
homes and help them like
Wow.
cleanse the air and raise the vibration, and that's where I do my mindfulness work. And
Wow.
maybe even sometimes some Reiki stuff, some energy healing stuff. I get into that. So that's Sangha Living. Then, of course, I have True Bros, which
Wow.
is the boys' company. So I call that mine too because I've been working with them on that. I'm like, what else? I'm here with the store. Even though this is not my store, I'm definitely an integral part of this in the formation and what we do. So I'm like, I'm wearing all the
Okay.
things. Yeah, and then I have my Anasha Dreams. Anasha Dreams, that's
Mm.
my art business and there's whatever I'm doing with that.
Yep. I've been following that one. Oh yeah. Oh
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, there's probably more, right? I'm looking into getting into investing. Uh, Thank you. I'm looking into getting.
Well, I
So
think
here's
like
the thing
me
about
talking
me.
about that off camera too.
Yes, too. Let's talk about that off camera.
Like, yeah.
Because it's something that I'm always thinking about, and I have ideas. And so, anyway, so that's the thing. But yeah, yes. Okay, Kevin, come on, ask me. What else? What else? This is so much fun.
I
And
really,
Bob's House of Style on Broad Avenue.
yes, I think, yeah, my sister and I went down there once. Like, that's Midtown, right?
Yeah, near Binghamton, but yeah, ish. Off of Summer, North Hollywood, Summer.
Yeah, I think my
Sam
sister and
Cooper.
I,
Sam Cooper.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yes. We went to eat at, like at a turkey place, and I went to a store that I saw your picture on it. I was like, oh my God, that's Miss Vanessa. I
That's
think,
funny.
yeah. And my
That's
sister's like, I'm
awesome.
like, you know her? I was like, yes. I'm like, she's my. I'm like, you remember you met her a couple years ago when I was like when I
I
was in high
remember
school.
I
She's
came
right
to
there
your
at this.
house.
She was there my birth, like one of my birthdays.
Well, it was your
I don't
birthday
remember which one.
party. I came. That's where I met your
Yeah,
sister and your mom. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God,
And
I
she's
did
like,
go to
oh
your
my
birthday
God,
party. I did.
yeah. And she's like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. It's like it's been forever since she's seen her. But I'm like, that's
Yeah.
Miss Vanessa.
I was there.
It's been so long. I was like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's my sister. Actually bought something from the store,
That's even
actually.
better. See? So I'm
So that's
here.
freaking amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, so because that's
Wow.
bringing out the other part of me. Like on Sunday, we have a fashion show. Well, it's not our fashion show, but we have some
Oh,
pieces in there, right? So I get to
oh
explore
yeah. I didn't
myself as a
think
designer.
about
I
that.
design. Who would have thought? I mean, these are all things about me like I'm exploring, right? So let me backtrack a little. So whereas in
Okay.
September I was devastated that my job decided to lose me, and what am I going to do? I
Mhm.
have to sit with all of the gifts that I have. I mean, just think like from
Yeah.
one day to the next, I can be a strong academic and
Mhm.
do like, go to job and do this and strategic plan and do this. But then you can give me some watercolors
Oh yeah.
and a blank canvas and I can do something. I can engage youth in that way. I mean, I now I'm thinking about it. I'm still in that phase of needing to see my finances come together in the way that feels abundant for me. So I'm in that place, right? But I can't help but see
Hmm.
all of what I
Hmm.
have that a traditional job could never hold for me. Like yeah, how are we going to fit all of this in, you know? So, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. When I started like doing this entrepreneurship thing, I was like, I started in retail first.
Yes.
That's when I kind of like started learning how to make designs because I was like following like some content creators and like like they do merchandise and stuff at their
Yes.
shows.
Okay.
And so I started studying that first, and it's like, how can I make some merchandise? And so I started studying that, and then I had like family investments that bought and they bought my shirts and stuff. That's where I started,
Yes. Okay.
and then I started slowly getting into publishing, and then publishing evolved into media, and I'm getting into my photography.
Oh, that's
I got some of my equipment for photography because I want to get into filmmaking someday. So
see.
I'm getting to like studying cameras and stuff. I don't like taking pictures, but I like taking pictures. I'm more of a behind the scenes personality. I'm more of a like director, seat writer, producer. It's like
Okay.
I'm not gonna act whatsoever.
Yeah.
I've done voice acting for a horror movie a couple years ago, and like
Really?
I
That's
felt
cool.
yeah, I fell in love with that. And one of my big inspirations for voice acting is like Andy Serkis, Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and Doug Jones, like those type of actors. I'm like, if I ever
Yes.
get to more acting, I want to be a creature actor. I want to feel how those makeups feel in your body, and I want to get my voice trained more so I can make creepy voices for
I see
horror,
what you're saying. Yeah.
like how Andy Serkis does with Gollum and like in Caesar from Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And I'm a big Alien fan. I'm a big Hellboy fan. I'm just like, I want to know how does that makeup feel. I
It's
don't
so
care if I
interesting.
have to sit in chair for 12 hours. I would be giddy like a kid, like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
learning the
Yeah.
craft of it. And I would love to like train my body to like maneuver. The Monkey movie, that Rise of the Planet of the Apes, how they act.
Yeah.
I would gladly learn how to train my body and my voice to do that because I love a challenge, and
Oh,
I was
that's
like, I
beautiful.
want to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to do like more voice acting because I love animation. Like, I'm like, I might not can do the singing part, but I can do the voicing part for Disney and
Yeah.
like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and stuff.
That's awesome.
If I don't have to do the singing part, I would gladly do the speaking part. random shit. You never know. I might get my voice still able to sing too. So I
That's
was
what I
like,
was gonna
never
say.
say
I was
never.
just about to
I was
say,
like,
you just never know what, I
yeah. So I
mean,
was like,
like, yeah, what the truth is, you just never know what you're able to do.
yeah.
I think that's been one of the most entertaining parts of being in this existence is you,
Mhm.
like, we are capable of so much more than we can even imagine,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
just, and not to sound cliche, we're limited we're only limited by what we think is
Mhm.
possible. I know it sounds so corny and cheesy and so like, "Oh, okay, yeah," but it's so true. From one day to the next,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah. One thing is, I hated writing for a long time. I was like, I didn't know
Oh
I was a
yeah.
good writer. If you think about it, the thing you hate the most, you're actually really good at.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
you
so,
have a resistance there
yeah.
oftentimes for a reason. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
I
Yep.
think, yeah, I've been leaning into that for myself. So like, okay, so even if we have to take parts
Mhm.
of me as an artist now, I've been doing like the collage art. So like
Mhm.
really just cutting paper. Like, if someone gives me an image, I will cut it. If I can cut it, I can no. If I can sketch it, I can cut it. So that's been my rule. If I can
Mm,
sketch the image
yeah.
on paper, then I most certainly can cut it. I don't know what
Okay.
that's about. So every piece I make, I sketch first, then I cut.
Mhm.
Whatever. That's been my process. For some reason, I feel limited in my ability to paint. I don't know, and I
Mhm.
don't know if it's that I felt like or feel like, oh, you're supposed to have studied painting. I don't know, and I don't know about brushstrokes. I went someplace and someone was talking about treating the canvas, and I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking about. I just paint.
Mhm.
But I submitted a art piece for this Juneteenth, and I'll share it with you too so you can see it. It's on my Instagram though, but I
Mhm.
submitted it for this Juneteenth celebration in Kingsport. And
Really?
everyone loves this piece, and it's a painting. It's a
Wow.
painting. And I'm like, I don't paint. Like, I just not a thing. Like, it's
That
not.
is beautiful.
Right, but
Yeah.
isn't that cool? Because
Yes.
we don't really know what we do. Like that's the
Yeah.
truth. We
That
do
is
a
the
lot of
truth. That
things.
is the truth.
Like, and we come to know what we do. I do think
Mhm.
there's a place where we are asked to stand at one point when you stand in the fullness of who you are and you say, "This is who I am and this is what I do." But
Exactly.
how do you get there? It looks like doing
Exactly.
some things that you can't. It looks
Exactly.
like that, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh my God.
Uh,
Yeah. I didn't mention yet, as I actually started getting into toy making too.
oh my God, I'm so
I
excited.
I partner up with some. I met some really good friends that does 3D printing, and another friend actually does plushies. They actually work together, and so I've actually working on getting some plushies made, and so I'm bringing my
Oh my God,
comic
this is so
characters to life into
excited.
plushies and into action figures down the road. That's a whole big different type of production.
So
Because my first plushie I ordered, it took about what 3 4 months for it to be because you have to go through like the first you got to get the drawing.
yeah,
She has to translate the drawing to the 3D
that's
model,
right.
and then she has to send me the 3D model to prove that that's what I want.
If that, yeah, it's just even,
And
yeah.
then she has to get the fabric, and like she has to see like different type of fabric she has, or like she has to order
Or source,
and
right? Like
source.
what?
And it's
Yeah,
like that's work for you for this character, like to get the skin color, like get the eyes, get
that's
everything. Like
right.
especially I have hard characters, so it's twice as more
Is
fabric to
it
do.
okay?
And yeah, I'm weird. My mind's weird. You know that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here for it. Yeah, I embrace weird. So I'm like weird. I mean, yeah, weird is always a compliment to me. People say I'm weird, and I just love it. Please call me weird. I've been calling my kids weirdos their whole life because I needed them
Oh yeah.
to know you come
Mhm.
off quote unquote weird, but it's the most beautiful thing about you. So
Oh
anyway, but
yeah.
yeah. So
Oh
yes,
yeah. My fantasy characters I'm going to bring to life too as action figures and plushies.
it's
That's going to take a while, but I'm working on it, and I got to get back in contact with her so I can get another plushie of a different character from her to see how so I can bring that one to life. Because I want to bring my Arcfire characters to life. I got into comics because I want to get kids and like adults reading, like get off
yeah.
media for a while and like explore their imagination. And I was like, I got inspired like the company Mattel with like the Barbie and like the Hot Wheels and like stuff they do, like Hasbro, like Transformers and stuff. Question the Captain was like, can I do that too? And so I was like, yes, I can, because I just made a connection with people that can 3D print that I can't do.
That's right.
And so I was like, yes, I can actually do that. So it's like I get inspired by every single thing every single day. I'm tired of the corporations, especially like mistreating artists and
Right.
everything. I
Right.
was like, everyone artist that works with me, I want to make sure they treat like family because I've always
Right.
told every person I work with and hire, I'm saying I want to make sure that you're having fun with the project that we're doing. This isn't just my ballpark no more. I'm expanding the ballpark and like opening up like because I want everyone to have a blast. Well, because if you're not having fun, what's the point of doing this project?
That's
Like
right.
if we can't cooperate and collaborate and just joke around with each other and just while we're getting work done, what's the point? Like I
Yeah.
don't want you to feel like this is just a regular job. I want your passion to be explored
That's how
and just love what you do
that's
because
a real thing. And I love how you know already that that is a thing. That's alignment. That's the flow in which
mm,
we work, Yeah. And to encourage. That's the thing.
mm,
Yeah. Good job. Good job.
because
Yeah.
this isn't a job to me. This is my passion. Like yes, I make
Passion.
some money from like that's I'm like I don't care for the money. It just pays the bills that I can keep
Hmm.
expanding and pay the bills and stuff. I'm hungry to bring originality. That's my
Yeah.
that's my
Oh, that's
that's my passion.
beautiful.
Is just bring
That's
originality, bring
beautiful.
creativity.
Oh, that's.
I know something's gonna happen. I'm not gonna
Oh,
make God. I'm going to be like Adam Sandler. I'm like Adam Sandler is millions a millionaire, but you cannot tell that he's a
yes.
millionaire. The dude
That's
dressed
right.
casual all the time. He's a legit a big kid. I was like,
Yes.
that's the
Well,
type of person I'm going to continue to be.
that's right.
That's the type of
That's
person
right.
I'm going to continue to be.
Yeah. That's
And it's like when I
beautiful.
get that type of bread, you won't even know that I have that because I'm don't buy stuff. I'm not a flashy person. I'm going to be wearing
Yes.
joggers, jorts, shorts, regular
Yes.
shirts all the time, and that's going to reinvest it back into my business. I might start another business. Who knows?
Right.
Like, but I'm going to reinvest it and like potentially open more jobs to help other people.
Yes.
When I get that type of bread, you won't even know that I have it because I'm still
Yeah.
going to be the same
Oh,
guy
yeah, yeah,
every
yeah.
time.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Yeah.
the
I
same
feel
guy I
like
am
that.
today.
So,
Mm.
fortunately with me, there will be signs. And that's really, but that's because of my other passion and purpose. I'm here for fashion. Like I love that self-expression. One of the things I'm a stickler when it comes to like fabrication. And so, people talk about like a lot of these like high-end brands and they're overpriced. And to a degree, yeah. But a Chanel skirt is not a skirt from Shein. They don't compare. A Chanel skirt is structured in a particular way. The lining feels a certain way. I mean, it's a whole story in the construction.
Yeah.
But one of the things I want to see like for myself in that way is what would it look like to have a brand that honors like that type of now, the word that is coming out is commitment, but it's like commitment to a certain lens and quality,
Mhm.
but and I'm not saying black designers don't do it. Black designers are doing that all over the world, right? That's
Literally,
what
yeah.
what I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
happening. But that's something I would love to see myself walk in. And those are the signs. All my clothes would be custom made. Even if I don't make for others, I would design and have stuff made for myself. Those would be the signs.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. And like even with like my retail, I've actually started to expand into making my own fragrance and skincare.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm ever diving into that one too.
Yeah, I'm just like, keep going because you're young. I
Mm,
just, I've always been an entrepreneur. So I have to say this. I was an entrepreneur. I mean, my first job I had before I was 11, I'm sure. It's alignment of what I've done. I've always worked with kids in a particular, but I think it was that entrepreneurial spirit. When I went to college, I had a full Mary Kay business in college. In college, I sold jewelry for Leah Sophia. I've been an entrepreneur, like now that I look back, my entire life, just always, always.
yeah, I do a little bit of jewelry too. So
Yeah, see?
yeah.
Of course, yeah.
I'm also a brand manager because my best friend, she asked me to be her brand manager. So
Okay,
I'm actually helping with her brand as well.
good.
Because she was like, you know more business than I do. Can you help
That's right.
me with
That's
building
right.
her business up? I was like, that imposter syndrome came again. I told her I was terrified to be her brand manager
I know.
because I felt I was like am I worthy of doing that? Because I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
I'm
the
still
thing.
learning to grow my business. I'm like, am I
Yeah.
even? I was like,
No.
and she was like, wait, really? I was like, yeah, because I was like, I didn't have the confidence at first.
Yeah.
And but my brain started rolling with ideas for her brand because I pay attention, I observe everything. So I observe her personality.
That's
And so my
right.
brain just started clicking and clicking
That's
and
right.
going.
It's your gift.
And I was like, okay. And so I'm like, I sent her like ideas for her brand. I was like, okay, this might be crazy. What do you think of this?
That's right.
And then she responded back to me saying, oh my God, like
It's
all
perfect.
caps. And
Yeah.
she explained to me, she said, uh, I saw when I got her reaction, that's when my confidence started building. Where I was like, okay, she must see something in me that I didn't see in myself either, like at all
Always.
way. And so yeah, I am working on her. So I'm like, she's also be a good one to connect with. I could definitely connect you guys
Oh,
with
I
too
would please. I just love
because
all
she loves the type of
energy.
entrepreneur energy. She's like, let me
Please.
collect these three powerful men together and
Let's
let's see what
do it.
happens.
I love it. I love, but going back to what you said, it reminded me of like a quote that I know we've all heard. You know, God does not call the qualified. God does not call the qualified. God qualifies the called. You just have to answer. Just answer. Because that's what the thing I often think about. Why is this even presented to me? That's the
Mm,
first question I ask. And of course, there's some things that are no, but the things that are no feel like a no. The
mm,
things that feel like maybe are the things you're probably running from. There's a clear difference. It's a gut. You have a when something is a no.
oh yeah,
Your gut
oh yeah,
it's but when you start and you shrinking, that's
mm,
probably a yes. That's not a no.
oh yeah,
That's
oh
there's
yeah,
something there for you.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
So
my
I
God,
would
it's
love
not.
for you guys to
Please.
connect.
Please, this type of energy can sometimes feel rare, like to
Mm,
speak with people who are really serious about being independent in this way.
mm.
That's a thing, and we all need the encouragement.
The stuff that she's been going through, she definitely needs like some really more good energy. As a male, I can only do so much. I was like, let me get a powerful woman that can actually talk to you better than I can.
My pleasure.
I met her in person last year. That's how I've known her for a couple of years, but we actually really built a bond last year. We met in person, had like deep conversations about mental health and everything, and then now we're working together as business partners and we're just best friends.
Oh,
And
I would love, please, I would love to. It'd be my pleasure.
oh yeah,
Oh, I'll be honored. Let's do
so
it.
so yeah, I mean, she definitely needs that energy. And
Yeah.
I was like, as a male, I can only do so much, but yeah, I would love to connect you and my musician friend. Her name is Jasanya. She's also a realtor. She's a writer as well, and she's an entrepreneur. And so I was like, oh, okay, let me put all now in my head. I'm like, let me put these three powerful women together.
That's
This about to
right.
explode in a good way.
Thank you.
So I was like, he's about to build out some crazy connections. So this is gonna be interesting to. It's gonna be
I'm
fun
here
to
for
do.
it.
Thank you so much for reaching out when I made my post to come on. I got inspired to do this from a wrestling podcaster where he asks his guests, "What's like your?" I'm always about Thanksgiving, like being thankful and grateful for things, like for
Yes.
life. It's like, what's like your top three things that you're thankful for?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's deep. And because I see, like, my eyes start to well up. Because it's a simple question, but I don't know, and it feels so profound. Like, because three things is a lot for me. I have to say, breath for one. Like, just like the ability to be here and actually have breath and being able to communicate and engage is one of I do not take that for granted. Like we know there's people that aren't here. There's all kinds of things, and there's been so many, especially for me now. There's been so many barriers that I've experienced, especially over the past few months, that I didn't know how I would be able to be here and to breathe and to even be able to talk to you. So breath. I think with the breath, my sense of spirituality, like to know God, source energy, that higher being that works with us, through us, for us, and to know that there is something that is anchoring me here. Again, is a thing. Like I'm not just here alone. I'm just not because if you feel like that, like a few months ago, I felt I was literally in the middle of ocean, and I'm just looking, you know what I mean? But there was still something that was like to like keeping me there. You are in the middle of the ocean, but you standing in the middle of the ocean. You're not
Yeah.
drowning, you know?
Yeah.
So that's like source energy. This is hard. Three. You know, I have to say, my two sons, my boys. Cause to me, they're the first two in manifestation. They're the reason for all the things. They're the reason why I get up every day. They constantly keep me on the straight and narrow because I try so hard to make sure I'm being the right example and setting them up for their future, like for real, to not have to learn the hard lessons in the way that I've had to learn them. But I'm thankful for them because they are assuring that I'm on my path, though. Because I'm so committed to them that I have to be on my path. And we know, like, being on your path and doing what you're designed to do is the most important work. This is all you're here to do. So, like, what else? That's what we're here for, is to do the things that we're called to do. So, I guess those would be my three things, top three things I'm most thankful for.
But my three
Hmm.
things has always been family.
Hmm.
That includes God, because God's the ultimate family, first of all.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Two, definitely breath. Um,
yeah,
having common sense. Common sense is definitely.
that's true. Sound mind.
That's the
That's you
thank you.
saying it.
I'm like thank you. Yeah, sound mind,
Sound,
common
sound
sense.
mind, sound mind. Yep.
And the third is creativity and
Yeah,
just exploring my imagination and just getting out of my comfort zone.
that's
Because
right.
I was a quiet kid in high school. When you met
That's
me, I
right.
was so closed off. I'm still an introvert today, but I'm not the introvert that's like heavy anymore.
There's a real reason for you being an introvert. Like before it was covering, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
feel that. I feel that.
And so,
That's powerful.
where can people follow you on social media so we can actually check out your projects and everything you're doing?
So Instagram, Anasha Dreams. So Anasha, Anasha Dreams. Anasha Dreams. That's what she does. She dreams, right? Definitely True Bros. TRUBROS, True Bros. That's my boys' company, One True Bros. The store in Babazi. This is where I'm at. It's in Babazi Styles. But those are the main things. I'm trying to get into TikTok. So I'm so horrible with social media. But I'm working on getting into TikTok because I do understand that I probably should be on TikTok. But definitely you can find me on Instagram, Nasha Dreams.
And
Hmm.
you can find me on Instagram at I am Cam Davis Official.
Okay.
TikTok and Facebook is I am Cam Davis CEO.
Okay.
And my YouTube is Kevin Site. There's Kevin Site. And then you can follow my podcast, Kevin C. Fate, on Spotify.
Good stuff.
Right. And my that's on my I did on my YouTube. Miss Vanessa. I don't want to call you by your first name because that's weird to me. I
Oh,
just say
I
Vanessa.
understand. I
But Miss
respect it.
Vanessa, thank you so much for coming on, talking to us, and telling us about your story and everything you do. I've been following for years, and I'm going to continue to support. And you guys need to go support my second mom.
Thank you.
And all the links are in the description of this video. You guys watch it.
Okay.
And so we will see you guys next time on Kevin C. Fate.
Yes, thank you. Bye bye.